notes, take notes, and identify who says what.
The bucket list. 1. Helen.
They've always fascinated me. So a couple of years ago, I booked a trip to the north of Norway and stayed in a tree house. Well, a kind of tree hotel, really, and went sledding with husky dogs. That was actually 3 bucket list items in one trip for me. And I did worry beforehand about whether I'd actually get to see them. I mean, it's difficult not to when you go all that way, pay all that money, and, well, it's very possible they won't show up at all while you're there. So when we got there, it was so cold. I know that sounds silly, going up to the Arctic Circle and complaining about it being cold. But, I've never experienced cold like that before. It was -25. But anyway, it was worth it because, the first 2 nights were disappointing. Nothing. But then I felt so lucky. I saw them the next 2 nights, and they really are so beautiful. An amazing shimmering curtain that goes from a greeny to a kind of purpley red colour. And an interesting thing is that not everyone hears it, but they make a sound as well, a sort of buzzing noise. It's the most incredible experience I've ever had. Life-changing, really. It filled me with awe and wonder about the universe.
2. Keith.
I've been thinking of doing it for years now, because I know they're short of people, and, well, I'm glad I've finally done it. And it was an interesting experience. I was anxious on the way there because, well, you hear stories of people passing out, which would be so embarrassing, and, you see, I am a bit squeamish. So I thought of turning back at one point, but in I went and, well, it was fine. They took a tiny drop first for testing. I wanted to make the classic joke and say, "Is that it? Can I go now?" And then they put one of those things on your arm, like when you have your blood pressure checked and look for a vein. I looked away at that point. I mean, why would anyone want to see the needle going in? It's fine when it does. It's just a short, sharp pain, and then they leave you while the machine takes it out. I didn't want to watch the bag filling up either because, 3/4 of a pint does look like a lot of blood to lose. So I closed my eyes and waited for the beeping sound when the machine's finished. It was about 8 minutes, but it seemed much longer. And then, of course, I got tea and biscuits. And, I think I'll do it again because, well, it has made me feel better about myself.
3. Judy.
I've always fancied the idea, so when our hotel in Spain said they could organise it, and it was pretty cheap, I went for it. It was cancelled first time because of the wind, which was a drag, but the weather was fine 2 days later. I was really nervous before takeoff. That's the worst bit, really, because, well, it's the last chance to say, "I've changed my mind, can I get off?" And, well, part of me really wanted to do that. I was like, why am I choosing to fall to the ground at 180 kilometres an hour? Still, once we were off, it was easier, although the 7-minute climb seemed to last forever. And getting to where you jump out was freaky, because I'm used to walking down the Isle on planes, but it's a shock to see this, massive hole where the door usually is. But we jumped straight out, and, well, you get 60 seconds of free fall, and that is totally amazing. It's like a massive rush of air, and the ground is spinning, and I literally forgot to breathe. And then your shoulders suddenly get pulled back as the chute opens, and then it's suddenly really quiet, and you're floating through the sky. It's an incredible feeling, as if you've escaped your life completely. So, would I do it again? Hell, he will. It's made everyday life seem a bit dull.
All right. So we revise, we check the answers. So who was worried beforehand and why? Who was worried from this guy, Helen, Keith, or Judy? Hello,
Kate.
Keith.
and Judy.
Keith and Judy. Okay. Would you like to listen one more time, or that's okay? Who had disappointment at first?
Helen.
Helen.
Helen. Only Helen?
I
Okay.
think so.
Who thought about changing their mind and not doing it?
Kate
Who?
and Judy.
Kate.
Judy.
Okay, and Judy. Judy, okay. Who had experience 2 times?
Helen.
Helen. Who talks about the weather and what about it?
Helen,
Helen
and
and
Judy.
Judy. All right, who mentions a sound?
Helen.
Helen.
Only Helen, okay. Who says time slow down?
Keith and Judy.
Judy and Judy? Okay, only Judy then?
Keith.
Okay, who's planning to do it again?
Keith
Kate and Judy.
and Judy.
Keith and Judy. Okay, so here are more details, the answers. I'm going to share them with you. Okay. Yes, no, that only the answers like that. I know. Anyways, right. We have spoken English fillers. Yeah, fillers give us time to think what to say next. For example, we stay in a tree house. Well, kind of a tree hotel. It's kind of similar, but in Spanish it's like este. But in English is like, well, like kind of, and then you pause for a minute because I mean it's shocked to see like, yeah. So these are the fillers, los. I don't know how to translate them, but it has its names in Spanish, no? The same in English, no? So common fillers in English are, well, you know, like, I mean, you see, kind of, sort of, anyway. So, so those are the most popular. So instead of saying, you forget the word like me, you can use the fillers. Yeah, the fillers are really important, guys. Okay, guys, so we have one more page, but I like you to work in pairs. Yeah, I like to work in pairs. Not this page, the PDF files that I share with you. Yeah, present simple and present perfect and present perfect continuous. Yeah, so I will give you 10 times to work together with your partner so you can answer the activity that you have on WhatsApp, and as well you've got that activity on Classroom. Okay, I am looking for these copies. Let me share with you the copies. Here you have one present perfect continuous, and well, actually there are three different, right? A, B, and C. So what I would like you to do is to work together and decide which one, do as you are told here. Now correct the mistakes, rewrite the following sentence in negative and interrogative forms. No? And it says here complete sentences, put the verbs in present perfect or present perfect continuous. Now, for example, here, correct the mistake. I have been taught about the solution, so it's not correct that I can write, guys, because of this piracy. Well, I think I can. So instead of saying I have thought, what would be the correct? I have thought. Thank you about the solution. So you have to correct, right? So I highly recommend doing writing your answers because it is an activity as well on Classroom. ¿Vale? And this activity, well, I have the answer key. I will share that after you giving me your work. Yeah. And this activity, the PDF, which is what have they been doing? What have they been doing? For example, look at the first part. Oh my God, what did I do? Oh, yeah, teacher against technology. For example, look at the first picture. What have they been doing?
They have been painting.
They've been painting the house or a room or whatever. It is not necessary to write them down. This has to be a spoken activity. Yeah, a pair activity. You don't have to write anything here. Yes, just describe what the dogs, well, what the animals have been doing. They've been fighting. They've been biting. They've been, yeah. What has he been doing? He's been. What have they been doing? What has she been doing, etc. Yeah, you have to answer with present perfect continuous. Okay, so two activities, the one that is written and the other that is speaking. Yeah, I want you to practice with your partner. So I'm going to put you in trios in case that you lose connection. I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be here. Just tell your partner that you have lost connection or something like that in case that you are out, but do it, yes. So dual activities, the documents are on WhatsApp. 10 minutes for two activities. Gigi and who else? Daniela, enter to the chat room, please.
Okay. 7.
Yeah, number 7.
He has been cooking.
Yeah, he's been cooking. We have here all the.
I finished, Rafa and Sinai.
Can you repeat, teacher, please?
Have you finished this exercise?
Yes. No.
Oh, why not? Okay, so you have 2 minutes left because we are running out of time, and I'd like to share more activities on your book. So please practice. What have they been doing? They've been watching TV. She's been phoning in an angry way. So I want you to practice this PDF file.
Yes, teacher.
You have 2 minutes only.
Yes.
Rafa, so practice orally speaking. So did you manage to log in and have the activities or not yet?
Sí, me aparecen las unidades que vamos a ver en el libro y algunas actividades. También los listening, writing.
Okay, perfect. So now you can do it on yourself and have a extra half point if you do before the exam, if you complete the units, which they're going to be number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Okay.
So I highly recommend doing them. So those are extra
Yes.
activities. If I see like you've done like 80% of the activities, then I'll give you an extra point.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to finish the section group so the others can be back.